There's a lot of pain coming in the market, especially from the altcoin market. And I don't want you to feel that pain. So in this video, I just want to keep you a little motivated. Nothing much has happened over the last couple of days. So there's not much to talk about. But I do want to quickly talk about my strategy and why I think some people are going to get so extremely wrecked with the altcoin market by missing out. It's a thing. It exists. It happens, believe it or not. If you just came into crypto, you've basically only witnessed downtrends, right? And you feel like, hey, how can people get wrecked by upside? There's not even upside, right? That will come. And yes, people will get fully wrecked right there. And you'll know exactly already who is going to get wrecked. And I just want to talk about how you can prevent yourself from getting wrecked. But at first, I do want to show you one little thing, because if you lost money with crypto,
blame yourself, so emotional. You should blame yourself. You sold the lawyer. You should blame yourself, so emotional.
Okay, yeah, so we're building a music studio right here, and I'm just gonna release some crypto songs and content and maybe even videos in the form of music just to make it a little more exciting and original, man. So whether you like it or not, gonna do it anyway because my ADHD brain needs to do these kind of things. Welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on. I don't want to make this too long. Already shot a video of half an hour this morning, finding out that the sound was bad, so I had to do it over. Here we are, as demotivated as I am right now. No, I'm still super motivated to do this because the market is just showing what we need to do. It has never been easier. Right now, again, I get that you feel like, how is this easy, man? Everything is down. Look, again, if you bought really high, then I get that these are hard times. But that's your fuck up, right? And it's not that I feel like, hey, bad you. Like, man, I've done that. I've done that as well. I fucked up. Like, we all fuck up in this market. There's nobody who steps in the market, does it exactly how he needs to do, and then walk away. Like, of course not. If everybody does that, then who's the money coming from, right? That you walk away with. So we have to have losers. And I just feel like, man, this community is better than that, right? There are a lot of people on YouTube clickbaiting you into all kind of stuff, not bringing actual knowledge. Let these communities be wrecked. Now, what I think about how people are going to get wrecked and what we need in order for the market to turn around. Let me talk about that and what my strategy is right now. First, my strategy. You see half of it in the screen already. So far, the cycle has been amazing. Bought low, sold here, bought here, sold here, and now bought here. Like, not exaggerating, fucking nailed it. But not with all my money. And I don't think you did it with all your money as well. And in hindsight, I feel like, man, I should have just bought with everything I had and sold everything I had. And like, yeah, but it didn't make me feel comfortable, right? So I also here didn't buy with everything that I had. However, I bought a good amount right here. I have two buying targets for this altcoin market. This line, so that was my first purchase. I talked about that a couple of videos ago. And this red line right here, this red box. This is more like a black swan kind of territory. Probably not gonna happen, but if it happens, I wanna be there, right? That's my two entries. Probably just gonna have one entry right here, right? When we get here, I'm gonna sell 30-40% of my portfolio. Because this has just been big resistance and this is the trend so far. Now, this trend can break right now and that's fine, right? That's like not invalidating the rest of the cycle for me, but it's invalidating at least the current trend that's going on, and that's fine. But so far, it is the trend, and it's just unwise to not go with it, actually. So we are now, you can see it very clearly. This goes back to 2018, right? 2018 is 7 years already, right? And every time we hit this lower trend line, it has been a pump of at least 120%. That's the least that we got, right? So we are now here. How can someone, I don't understand it, how someone can look at this and be like, yeah, but you should not buy right now. Like what are you, do you have your chart in inverse? Like what's going on, man? Right? This is the buying level. This is the most easy thing in the market right now, right? This kind of trend, up, buy, down, buy, up, sell, down, buy, up, sell, down, buy, right? Like that easy. It is very easy right now. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't be like, yeah, well, but this time, not this time. If it was different, then we wouldn't be sitting here, right? This time we're sitting there again. Here we had some bad fucking news as well, right? But the markets go down and up. And that's unfortunately what a lot of people don't understand in crypto. I hope you guys do. I don't want to waste any more words on that though. What I think needs to happen in order for us to get a big shift, and then the rest of my strategy. The big shift is one, not much actually. For all we know, Vitalik, whatever the fuck he's called, comes out and says, hey, Ethereum is now going to be just as fast and cheap like Solana, right? And the layer 2s like base already are, but whatever might happen to Ethereum or whatever. And people be like, holy fuck, let me buy up Ethereum, right? Buy. The altcoins that are, paired when it comes to the liquidity with Ethereum also go up. Then other people feel like, oh, altcoins are running harder than Bitcoin. Sell my Bitcoin, put it into altcoins. Getting the start of an alt season. Retail from outside of the market is suddenly interested in crypto, puts their money in, takes new liquidity into the market, and they're pumping our bags. It can happen like that. The market can, it was pumping so hard. And from 1 week or even a couple days on the other, just down, right? But it could also happen the other direction. Right? Here we were in a full bear, and all of a sudden, bam, up. It can change like that. But in the middle of that trend, up or down, it always feels like we cannot go the other direction anymore. But yeah, scroll back and take all the history you want, right? That happens, right? And the question is not do we go up? Yeah, the question is when we go up. And what's the bottom, right? What's the bottom? We don't know that. When we go up, that's maybe a little more predictable, but still, we also don't know that, right? The only thing that I do know is that it will go up again, right? And it's just a matter of positioning yourself. Now, so do we need a big trigger? No, we need something small, because the funny thing is that this market now is actually pretty, like, we don't need a lot. We don't need a lot, really. The easy thing right here is the money is already here. Like, if you look at the total crypto market, right, here, it was a matter of like, we need to get the money in, right? We need to get the money in here, right? We already sit pretty close to all-time highs. We already made a new all-time high, right? We're now sitting at 2.7 trillion, of which 230 billion is sitting in the altcoin market. It's not a lot, right? So it's not a matter of like, hey, we need new money. That's the hardest part. It's just a matter of the money has to flow from the high caps and Bitcoin and whatever and stables into altcoins. The flow, that could be triggered by one little thing, and then that causes a domino effect, right? The domino effect is mostly coming from the people that are now already into the market, right? And that sentiment is now pretty bad, and that can change very fast, right? So this is pretty obvious to me, actually. Like, okay, wow, the money is there. Altcoins are low. Bitcoin is high. Yada, yada. We could take a look at the altcoin market on its Bitcoin pair right here. We can see like, hey, it's sitting very low right now. Yeah, it's obvious for me. Now, another trigger could be, probably will be at a certain point, the alt season, right? I know it sounds more like a cuss word at this moment, but because the market went down a little bit in the last couple of months, right? 3 months right now, like that doesn't change anything for me. I'm not sitting here saying like, well, it went down in 3 months. So yeah, everything is going to be different. I'm not a fucking moron, right? It's part of the market, right? So if I said 2 years ago, I expect an alt season at this period, guess what? 2 years later, I'm sticking to it. And even if it comes 2 months later than expected, I will be wrong by 2 months. I don't give a fuck, right? Who cares if it comes 2 months sooner or later? This is my area. This is my period. And if it's a little off, then it's a little off. And if it doesn't come at all, by the end of the year, turns out that it never came, I will be the one that says like, guys, hey, this was fucking wrong. Although there's no sign of that, right? There's no sign of that. It feels different, this market, but it's not. It's not, right? Altcoins are always at this trend line at the beginning of the post-halving year, right? That's nothing new. That's nothing new. Yeah, and here we pumped in March. Here we pumped in January. Here we can pump in April or May. It's not that different, right? What could trigger that, and what probably will trigger that, and either I'm very smart or I'm the only one who's too naive. I think the second, I guess, but it's the balance sheet of the Fed. Right? If you overlay the balance sheet right here, it is very simple. If you do not believe in alt season, what do you see right here? Look at this chart. The balance sheet going down means we're in quantitative tightening, right? And if it goes up, it means quantitative easing. And if it goes sideways, then none of that. The only time we do not have an alt season is when there is QT. That's based on full history of the altcoin market. Okay, let that sink in. Now, there's not a guarantee that that will go on forever, but hey, full history, hey, that's what I'm betting on, right? Now, the Fed, it wasn't an official announcement, but you know, they're not saying it for nothing, said that QT is likely to end mid-2025. Is that basically saying, hey, alt season will begin mid-2025? I don't understand why the market hasn't priced any of that in yet. And like I said, am I the only one that feels like, come on, this is going to happen? Or am I seeing something that, or am I not seeing something that everybody else is seeing? I don't know. All I know is QT is likely going to stop. Alt season is fully paired with not having QT, basically, right? You see the balance sheet, the Fed balance sheet going down, right? QT, alt season stops, and here it goes down, and alt season stops, right? We don't necessarily need QE. Here it was just going sideways. We had the biggest alt season ever, right? Bigger than this one. So, yeah, pretty curious. Now, two things. The next FOMC meeting is Wednesday. And a lot of people might feel like, oh, they might end it. Like, but it's March. It's not halfway 2025. So I don't expect them to end it this month, actually, yet. So will altcoins go into an alt season this month? I don't think so, actually, based on what the Fed released a couple weeks ago, actually. Now, this could take a couple more months. Fuck it. That's not the problem, right? The problem is more that people are waiting for months without having an expectation. That's the problem, right? If they know that it's probably going to happen somewhere later the year, then who cares about waiting a couple months? And that's kind of the territory where we are in right now, I feel. So it's a lot better, actually, while prices are freaking low. So it's almost like the market is saying, here you have low prices. In a couple months, it will be way higher. Do something with it. And people are not buying that, right? Again, it can't be that easy, but I also don't see any alternative, actually. So we'll see. Maybe I'm dead wrong. Or maybe I'm just trying to not overcomplicate it, and that turns out to actually work. So that's that. So yeah, no, I think that alts are gonna do fine, actually. And then there is the approach that you should take, right? Which we spoke about in 1 or 2 videos ago as well. Like, there's a time to be in Bitcoin in the market, right? There's a time to be in Bitcoin. And that was mostly here when the alt season was really high. Everybody was talking about altcoins. Like Bitcoin already topped, alt season was still going on. And people felt like, altcoins all the way. And when I started talking about Bitcoin, people said, you boring piece of shit, and you should be in altcoins. In the meantime, altcoins tanked against Bitcoin. And now that I'm talking about altcoins, people say, you fucking loser. You should be in Bitcoin. You should not be in altcoins. Altcoins are dead. Thanks for confirming that I'm doing the right thing, right? Because this sentiment is always wrong. That's just what it is. But let's say, hypothetically, right? We don't get an alt season. Is that bad? I don't know. Look, well, this happens to be Wilder World, right? But Wild is it's a high risk token, but it's a pretty good project actually. But if you look at Wilder World, where it is sitting right now, every time it got this low, it did at least a 10x, right? So I don't know. Only based on that, I feel like, man, and the people wanted to buy here, but here you don't. Like we're now closer to the bottom than what we were here, right? So, and further from the top. So the risk reward is only getting better right now, right? It feels like it's getting worse, but it's getting better. And even, let's say, even if we do not get that explosive alt season like we used to, right? I do think that it's diminishing. I don't think it's going to be from insane to fucking great to non-existing, but I do think it's going to be a little diminishing. But let's say it's not even going to be diminishing, right? And it's just going to be pretty much non-existing. Then we still can make a lot of money. Look, Wilder World, for example, here had a pump of 5x, right? 5x, like out of nothing was going down and then bam, up, right? And it feels like that can't happen because we are already going down for 3 months, right? 3 months of downtrend. Yeah, I get that most of the people in crypto with their TikTok brain, they can't handle something that doesn't change within half a day, right? But overall, that's just what the market does. It doesn't care about your feelings. Here, the market was going down for like almost 3 times as long. But then, bam, 5x out of nothing, right? And it can change like that again. And the cool thing is that pump, 5x, and here even way more, happened during QT, which is worse for altcoins, right? And QT will probably stop. So I'm pretty curious what kind of pumps we can see by then. So, and you should know, like, if you overlay this purple as an alt season chart, basically, this was an alt season. Like, this is alt season, right? This pump right here, where the altcoin market really outperformed. Their Wilder World kind of went from 7 cents to $7, right? Did 100x. Crazy, right? Now, this is more like, this is just a dead cat bounce, right? Just go down and occasionally we get a dead cat bounce and then we go lower, right? Until it finally finds bottom, which I think with the stopping of QT announcement, timing in the market, seasonality, etc., it's pretty close. But with as small as desperate dead cat bounce, and this wasn't even a shitcoin, like it's Wilder World, like big project actually, right? Did a casual 5x like it was nothing, right? Cetify also did pretty well, went from 97 cents to 40, right? And we have a lot of coins that did way, way, way sicker, like Superverse, for example, went from 37 cents to 27. Like, there are so many examples of coins that completely went crazy right there. While alt season, whatever, was not even going on. It was a small dead cat bounce compared to what we are probably going to get. This is nothing. So therefore, I do feel like the topic of this video is that, the market going to go up like it always does. That's what's going to wreck people. There's always a camp in crypto of people that's going to get wrecked, right? Because there's always someone who makes money. And for someone who puts in 100K, makes $1 million, right? He has to wreck 10 other people, 9, whatever. And I think that the people that are going to get wrecked right now are not the people that are buying the fucking lows. I think that the people that are going to get wrecked are the people who bought the highs, who just stepped into crypto, right? Or maybe a little sooner, but still made the mistake of buying the highs, right? Now see coins sitting at lows and feel like it's over, it's different, I'm capitulating, right? And then if the market goes up, these people miss out, freak out, FOMO, buy the top, go down, get wrecked again. That's what bull markets do. Bull markets wreck people more than bear markets, because a bear market is very obvious. The market is going down. You know what to expect. People get out. Therefore, the market is going down so fast. But this is not a bear market. It is not going down so fast, right? If you look at the altcoin market right now, it's lower lows and lower highs. It's ranging like that. If you look at Bitcoin, you cannot even, based on this chart, you can't even say whatever that something is going on, like with tariffs or war or whatever. If you purely gave me this chart and said, like, how's the world doing? I would look at this and look, oh, pretty fine, right? Like crazy. Yeah, we have a 30% drop. Name a bull market where we didn't have a couple of those, right? Like, that's nothing weird, actually, right? So it's now just a matter of money flow. At this stage of the market, I'm not interested in buying Bitcoin, right? There's Bitcoin and there's altcoins. That's all there is. And if I just look at this chart, I'll be like, man, this altcoin's on their Bitcoin pair. If it is high, then you want to sell your altcoins for Bitcoin. If it's low, you want to buy altcoins with Bitcoin, purely. If you have cash, then you can just choose, like, should I buy Bitcoin or altcoins? Well, same story, basically. Here, buy BTC. Here, buy alt, right? The sentiment will always tell you to do the opposite. Of course, when everything is up, you feel like I should buy, right? And when everything is down, you feel like I should sell. You're a little too late with that move, right? So at this moment, I'm stacking up on alts, quality alts, little risky alts here and there, but not too much. So with the quality alts, I mean, Ethereum, I do think that Ethereum is a beautiful buy right now. It's getting pretty cheap. God praying, how do you say that? I pray to God that it's going to maybe 1,500. I think because at that level, you can get shitcoin returns with the safest altcoin out there. And I think the whole market is going to think like that. And that could already be the trigger for altcoins to blow up, right? For Ethereum just to first go really low, because Ethereum is getting really attractive, right? And again, there are some newer or maybe emotional people that see a price go down and be like, oh, product bad, right? If product was bad, then it wasn't making nearly an all-time high a couple months ago. So that's not the case, right? Ethereum is doing fine, but it's getting at really, really interesting levels at this moment. But a Near, a Tau, a Render, an AVAX, a Ronin, a Seedify, Wilderworld even, a Prime, a AIOZ, Beam, Chain GPT, Link, Joe, right? These kind of coins, man. That's really what I'm looking at right now. And a couple of those are already quite high risk. But I'm not going to dive into... I have a lot of coins on my watch list that are so quality, so many great backing, so absolutely fantastic, but just got wrecked in this market, and they're now under $1 million market cap. And I do think that I have a couple projects that will completely blow up. But I'm not talking about it right now because the market is technically still in a downtrend, and I think it's kind of too dangerous right now. I mean, it's not that $1 million market cap is the bottom, right? Can go to 300,000, for example. So I don't need to be there. Plus, you, again, with these coins that I just mentioned, you can get sick returns and you don't even take that much risk, right? And then later in the market, when everything is confirmed, then we can switch the more defensive coins to the higher risk coins, right? I think there is so much money to be made in this market so far, but not without people giving up, selling, and capitulating. It's very simple. People sell, so the price goes down, right? The lower the price goes, the more reward you will have, right? You buy closer to the bottom, whatever the ceiling is. Let's say for Ethereum, it goes here, just clicking random on the chart, right? 9K. Oh, you're predicting 9K. No, I'm just clicking random as an example, okay? But people sell. You buy at a certain point at $1,500, for example. Hey, goes to that 9K, you're sitting on a 6x with Ethereum. Insane, right? But that can't happen if people are not selling, because if people are not selling, the price will stay here, right? And then you're getting a 2x out of it. Yeah, whoop-de-doo. So the more people telling me that I'm crazy for buying low prices or are bearish or are like, you know, negative, scared, capitulating, the better. Right? You have to understand how that mental game works, right? So if you see a lot of people stressing or say like, it's over, it's different, you're gonna wreck yourself, yada yada yada, be my guest. We need you. We need you guys. Thank you for this opportunity, right? So yeah, that's it for today. The Max Payne is gonna be sick. And when it's gonna happen exactly, look, I don't know, guys. Could it happen this month? Everything is possible. Could it take another 5 months? For all I know, it could. I don't really care at this moment. It's about having faith in the market in the first place. And yeah, then who cares about waiting a month, right? So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you like the video. Check out the WAP link down below for exclusive content. We can do one-on-one calls to check out your portfolio a little bit, maybe, not financial advice. There's a lot of interesting stuff right there to join the exclusive community, so do check it out. For now, yeah, man. Like, let's keep believing. These are the times when millionaires are made.